Hello everyone and welcome to Silverrun Forest. Just arrived here by train to the lovely forest mountain town of Silverrun Forest, and it was a fantastic little train journey that we took from Elm Creek. That's right, the train line connects up from Elm Creek, so we've taken a little train from Mossy Pine Ranch all the way down here to the train station. And what a fantastic area it looks to be. Lots of forest, a few fields, but yeah, it looks to all sort of be geared up towards forestry and logging. Now we own a area which is area 33, 32 and 36. So we need to go and investigate that. I think there's a store just across the road. So the plan is I'm going to buy some sort of vehicle to get us around so we can get there and go scope out what's what. Train's just gone past, so we should be safe across here. So let's head to the dealership and go and purchase a vehicle to get around in. Now here we are at Eddie's Auto Works, so let's have a look at what Eddie's got in store for us. Now I know that we're going to need something suitable for getting around the rugged terrain, and this lizard quad bear looked perfect and up to the task. So let's just have a little configure and see what we can set up. There we go, that looks perfect. 83 horsepower for a modest 14,250. Let's buy that. There she is. Let's hop on and have a little look. Awesome. The lizard bear. But yeah, we are at Silverrun Forest, just away from our ranch at Mossy Pine at Elm Creek. And that's because we're going on a little adventure. And there's some project work to be done here. And I think the project is just around the corner. There's a roller coaster here that needs some repairing and some work, as you can see, looking a bit derelict or paused in terms of construction. So yeah, there's some work that needs to be done here to collect materials and get it up and running. Now I think you can see in the bottom right that we need some wood beams, planks long, metal, floor tiles and staircase railing. So there's quite a lot of factories and productions around Silverrun Forest that are going to help us attain that. But yeah, really we need to get chopping some wood to get all of the wood products. And then I think there's a metal ore mine somewhere nearby that we need to go explore to see if we can get some metal. But yeah, we need to go and check out the area that we own and see what's there and what equipment we've got. So I think that's back over this way. Back over the railway track and into the woods we go. I think we go right up here and then it should be just at the top of this section here. And here we are. This is going to be our lodgings for the time that we are here. And it looks like we've got some equipment to help us out with logging to start with. Let's park up and have a little explore around. There we go. So this is the lodge. Very modest if you ask me. I think we can probably head on inside. No, we can't. It's locked. But yeah, it looks pretty good for keeping us nice and happy whilst we stay here. But yeah, let's take a look at some of this equipment. We have got the Volvo BM2654. It's a rather old looking tractor, but I've got to say I absolutely love the look of this. And we have the Tajfun winch, the EGV 65 AHK SG. And that's going to help us with pulling logs out from in and amongst the trees so we can get them all stacked. And when they're stacked, we will be using this Volvo SM462. And yeah, another older looking machine, but absolutely fantastic looking for logging. And then the cutting device itself. Over here we have the Komatsu, and the model is the 911.5 X3M 2011. And again, all used, so it's looking a bit battered, but that's okay, all adds to the character. So yeah, we've had a little look here and we've inspected the equipment. So really we need to get on to cutting down some trees, and all of those trees are going to help with producing the wood and planks that we need to get the roller coaster back up and running. So the old sawmill looks to be the place that we need to drop all of this wood off once we've got it, and that can make wood planks long, wood beams, and prefab walls. So yeah, these are the 4 things that it can make. Now the old sawmill is up towards the top of the map, but the other sawmill down here looks to be purely just for buying and selling wood. Yeah, you can't actually turn it into planks itself. So yep, interestingly, you can buy pallets and all sorts of different wood items from this sawmill. But yeah, we are predominantly going to be taking up to the north sawmill. So we're going to need to be cutting down some trees, and to do that we are probably going to need something that's going to help us see the wood through the trees. And that is the marking spray. So yeah, we really want to see what we want to cut down and what we don't want to cut down. Probably need a nice bright colour to mark these out, so let's go for the red one, and we'll purchase that for $100. Here we go, so we've got our spray, and I think we can come along and spray as such. Oh, that's nice. Nice X there. X marks the spot. But I think we can actually change the shape that we spray, and that changes the logo slightly to downward arrow, circle, equals, exclamation mark, slash, and X again. So yeah, let's pick something nice and obvious. I'm going to go for the exclamation mark. There we go. We'll get a few trees marked that we want to cut down first of all. Right, I think that will do for now. Temptation is to go absolutely crazy. But what's good is we come equipped with a chainsaw. But we're not going to be using that. We are going to be using the Komatsu cutter. So let's hop in that. But just before we do, there's something cool to show. Now, as part of the Platinum DLC, we got lots of lovely Volvo branded clothing. So as you can see, we're sporting the black Volvo cap, the black Volvo jacket, and the black Volvo trousers. As you can see, yeah, all in black. So some lovely new clothing in our wardrobe, which is fantastic. Yep, let's crack on. We've got lots of work to do, so we'll hop in the Komatsu and we can get that fired up. Right, let's spin round and we can get set for cutting some trees down. We want to be turning on the harvester, and that's going to open up the cutter. And luckily I've got my joystick configured so we can come along and cut, raise and lower and turn as we need to. Yeah, we want to get nicely lined up so we can cut these trees down nice and efficiently, and then once we've cut them down we'll probably use the winch to pull them all out into a nice neat stack so we can get them all collected up easily. But one thing to show is there's a really cool feature with tree harvesters. I'm not sure if this is with the Platinum DLC or just with the game itself, but we can now, once we see the tree slightly highlighted, push and hold a button, and that directs the cutter exactly to where it needs to be to get cutting, which is absolutely awesome. So we'll go ahead and cut that and lift it up and pull it back a little bit. There we go. Now I think we have 5 meters set as the cutting length. I think that's alright for the truck that we've got to load the logs. So let's get cutting. And every time we cut we'll just make sure we raise it off the ground a little bit so we make a nice neat pile. There we go. Some 5-meter logs. Fantastic. Right, I'm going to get stuck in and cut down the trees that I've marked. And then hopefully we should have enough logs for a load to take to the sawmill. I'll see you soon. There we go. So cut a few more down than I sprayed when a bit trigger happy. Yeah, we have a few nice piles of logs now. And there was one tree that was too thick for us to cut, so yeah, seems like our Komatsu is limited in what it can cut, but I'm sure there are bigger and more advanced cutters than that. But I think we've got a good amount of wood for now. So plan is I'm going to winch some of this out of here so we can start to butt it all together and make a nice pile to get them all loaded. And plan is I think that we'll get the big logs first so that we can load bigger at the bottom and then the smaller ones on top with this Volvo BM. Yeah, let's head in this Volvo, and oh, does look cool, this thing. I do love it. Take a quick look on the inside. Very nice older looking tractor, and we'll fire it up into life. Fantastic. So let's back up and pick up the winch. This is really going to be our saving grace, I think, with getting all of the wood pulled out of there. So let's head in, and I think we're going to want the big boy logs first of all, which is these grey silvery looking ones. They seem to be the thickest, and then probably the pile to the left of me. So what we can do is we can spin around here, and hopefully in one foul swoop we should be able to pull all of these out. So let's just hop out, head over to the winch, pull up the handy help menu, and yeah, we want to pull the winch out. There we go. And then we should be able to attach the tree, set again, and attach there, attach here. And there we go, we've reached the maximum amount of trees that we can winch. So let's hop in the Volvo, and we can pull these out to get them in a nice open space for us to load up. There we go. And of course we could probably transport them all like this, but that would be probably a little bit dangerous for the roads. So let's get them all nicely dropped off here, and I think we can just release them. There we go. And then what's nice is we can use the winch just along the ground to butt them all into position and get them all nice and neat. Okay, that's our pile of logs, and looking pretty neat. Not the neatest, but not too shabby if I say so myself. And we've got a nice mixture of colours in there. We've got some darker woods, lighter grey, and then sort of in the between, which is nice. But yeah, that's all the main logs taken out of there. So we'll park up the Volvo and drop the winch off as well. And I think there's a couple of little spindly bits in there that we just need to go and nab. Fantastic job from our Volvo friend there. So here we go, yeah, nice mixture of logs, which is fantastic. And as mentioned, there's a couple of little spindly bits in here, so try and hunt them out. I think there's one over here. Yeah, there it is, and it's light enough for us to pick up. And I'm sort of making a nice little log pile here that we can use for some firewood or something. There we go, we'll stash those down the side of the house for now. So, we've got our pile of logs. Probably need to move the Komatsu out of the way just slightly, so we've got a good amount of clearance with the crane. Right, we are in the crane, and I must confess before getting started that I am no good with cranes, so I'm going to do my very best. But yeah, we need to start with the bigger and thicker logs first. So I think what we'll do is we'll line up on this side, so we can get the chunky grey logs in first of all. I think that looks to be about right. This is an old clunky crane, it does jerk around as it's moving through the gears. Yeah, we should be able to lift up the crane. There we go. Fold it out. And lift it up so. And rotate it, wrong way, to pick up some logs. We can use the grab to open up, lower down, and hopefully successfully pick up some logs, but that is all to be determined really. It's a bit of an art doing crane work, but we will do our very best. So I think we'll try and do one at a time. Two might be a bit of a stretch for now, so let's see. There we go, that's one successfully picked up, and then we can rotate it in. Hopefully like so. Probably the other way is going to be the best for now. There we go. Right, one log down, many to go. And we better latch that one up so it doesn't fall out whilst we're loading the rest. So leave me to struggle with this, and we'll get some loaded. Hopefully get a nice full load over to the sawmill. Phew! Well, that was a tricky job. Took me a long time, but I think we've got full load and probably just under half of the logs loaded up into the Volvo. So now we can take this heavy load over to the old sawmill and get it dropped off for turning into planks. So I think we've got to head a little ways over here and probably join the main road so we can start the journey. There might even be a forest track. Let's take a look. I think we can follow the forest track all the way around here down to this main road, across the river, and then take the tracks up and to the old sawmill up here. So let's head off. Old girl's a bit slow up this country track. We emerge from the forest and head on to the main road. I'll say the scenery around this map is absolutely beautiful, and I think I can see the old sawmill down there. Back down the old beaten track. Here's the old sawmill. I think we just need to get to the other side. Now I think like classic logging, the logs get dropped into the water here. We don't want to go too far in, but we can unlatch, and you'll see on the ramp behind me they are getting lifted up and taken up into the old sawmill, which is a pretty cool animation. There we go, that's the last one getting loaded up there, and that is really, really cool. I like that. So let's get the crane folded away, and we can get the sawmill fired into action. So if we hop out here, we should be able to go to the sawmill, and we can see that we got 10,000 litres of wood. So yeah, not a bad volume from the trees we cut. Probably got about another 10 to 12,000 litres left at the lodge, which we'll have to load up and bring here. But the recipe for planks is 416 litres turning into 560 planks plus 120 wood chips. So I think we can store those for now, but wood chips we might need to sell somewhere else. So I think we want to be doing wood planks activating and wood planks long, and slightly different recipe. Same amount of input, but it produces less planks obviously because they are longer. And I think for the roller coaster we also need wooden beams, so we are going to activate this as well. So that does mean we will process through the wood that we've got in here faster, but we need all three of these ingredients for the roller coaster: planks, long planks and wooden beams. Fantastic. Right, that's the sawmill up and running, so let's head back to the lodge and we can get on to what's next. Hopefully maybe picking up some metal ore to take to where it needs to go. Look at these views. It is absolutely beautiful. Right, I think the lodge is back up this way, over the railway. Here we are, creeping back up the hill. We made it. So let's get this parked up, probably back where the logs are, ready for the next batch. But the sawmill has a good quantity of wood for now, so we will not take another load just yet. And when we do take another load, it might be beneficial for us to upgrade to something a little bit quicker and bigger to get the logs loaded. I'll see what's available. But for now we're going to hop on the old quad and journey over to the mine, the iron metal mine, and see what's going on, because metal is one of the ingredients for the roller coaster. So I want to go inspect and see what we need to do there. And if we take a look at the map, over to the west is a mine shaft where I think the metal ore is produced. So we need to go check that out. So where are we going? Along this road here and then up to the mine shaft. So let's head on over there. About to cross this lovely bridge, and boy, this map certainly is scenic. Got lots of character to it. Really do like the feel of the mountainous forestry area. Almost reminds me of Red Dead Redemption. I think we want to make a right turn here and head upwards. And somewhere up here is the mine. Aha! Here it is. Iron Peaks Mining Company. And I think this is readily producing the metal ore. So let's hop off the quad and take a look. Okay, so the metal ore is coming out of here. And if we hop in the dozer, we should be able to plonk it into the back. There we go, we've picked some up. So I'm not quite sure what we do with this. I assume we put it in the back of the bulldozer and then deposit it somewhere for it to get smelted and turned into metal. So let's get this loaded in here. And I have just done a bit of research, and it turns out that in order to process the ore into metal, we need an iron furnace which is not a production that comes as standard on the map. We are going to need to buy an area and purchase that ourselves, which is interesting. So I think for now we'll just load this up in readiness for when we want to take a load to an iron furnace that we have to purchase ourselves. So it's quite an undertaking, and I might have to use some of the cash and proceeds from Mossy Pine Ranch at Elm Creek in order to fund this venture here. But yeah, we'll see how we get on, and if we're liking what we're doing and we want to carry on, then absolutely we will do. And yeah, we will just make it happen money wise. So let's get this all loaded in here, and then we'll have a nice full dumper truck. There we go. I think the dumper truck is full because it's telling me I don't have access to the land, so it's trying to drop it on the floor. But there we go. I think we have loaded as much as we can, so we'll shut this off and park up for now. And if we head on into the dumper truck, should see, yeah, 100%, so 5,400 litres. So yeah, as mentioned, we are going to have to wait until we get a iron furnace to smelt that iron ore into metal. So if we take a look at what items we can have on this map, iron ore, that's what we've just put in the dumper truck, and we can make that into metal. And yeah, we will need to purchase the iron furnace. And the iron furnace is one of the productions that you can build in the map. It costs $180,000, so quite a investment. So we will have to see about getting some of the proceeds from Mossy Pine Ranch into Silverrun Forest. Alright, I think that's enough metal ore loading, so we'll head back to the lodge, and I think that's probably going to be it for today. But I think we'll check in on another project that is available on this map as we drive past. What I love about this map is there's all these little tracks and areas to go and explore. Really is a bit of an adventure. Now there are some fields in Silverrun Forest, and that's if you're wanting to do crop farming. But yeah, I think we're going to probably focus on logging and metal work to fulfill some of the more interesting projects at Silverrun Forest. Aha, and if we pull up here, I think we are at the boathouse, and this is another project which again doesn't come as standard, and we need to purchase it for $125,000, but this is the boat yard. As you can see in the bottom right, there's more ingredients that we have to fulfill in order to make a boat, which I assume will get launched down here and into the water. But that is all to be explored. So yeah, I think we'll head back to the lodge. So here we are, we're back at our little forest retreat lodge, and I think we're going to obviously have to carry on with the log collection and production later on. And it's been a very interesting start to adventure in Silverrun Forest. Obviously arrived and bought our quad, and we came up to the lodge, cut down some of the trees and loaded up the wood and took that to the sawmill. That is now busy processing, and we are down to 8,000 litres, but we've made quite a few planks long as well, some wood beams, and yeah, that should all process into some of the ingredients we need for the roller coaster. We'll have to seek into getting a iron furnace so we can make some metal. But yeah, that is all for another day. So I hope you have enjoyed watching. Let me know what you think of Silverrun Forest, and if you'd like me to carry on with this little adventure. And if you have enjoyed, please remember to drop a like, and if you've got any tips, tricks or things you'd like me to do, then feel free to leave a comment. But all that's left to say is, hope to see you again next time, and until then, catch you later. Bye bye.